I've got to share this with you. In a previous video, I mentioned how you have to have what's called a COI in your business. Now, COI, and you need to have, in fact, as many COIs as possible. And if you have one, that's great. If you have 5, it's fantastic. If you have 10, even better. And you're going to see how COIs are going to make a huge impact on how to burst with new clients. Now, COI, just for recap sake, is all about centers of influence. You might want to write that down, centers of influence. Now, in this example, and this happened to me last week, I said to my partner, I said, Sony, you know what, I'm going to go for a 100,000K service. And she says, what's a 100,000K service? Well, I said, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to go to the doctor and I'm going to ask them for an update of all the blood tests. You know, give me all the markers that are in cholesterol, sugar level, you know, at 46 years of age, you know, there's a test almost for everything. So I said, that's what I'm going to go for. She said, why do you want to do that? Well, it's a good, you know, if you're going to manage something, you've got to measure it. So that's what I decided to do. Now, the importance of this exercise is to illustrate, and you may never have ever thought of this, and I certainly didn't until I experienced it, so that's why I wanted to share it with you. What does a pathology lab and a coffee shop have in common? Why would you think, as a coffee store, why would you think that one of your centers of influence will be a pathology lab? Well, let me share with you exactly what happened. I went to the doctor. Doctor prescribed out a pathology prescription for all the blood tests. So I went to the pathology lab and I handed in my form, and she said, you know, have you been fasting? I said, yes, I have, you know, basically since midnight last night. And for a number of reasons, I didn't get to the pathology lab quick enough. I really wanted to be one of their first clients about, you know, 7 o'clock in the morning. But I had some other tradesperson come in who, you know, took about an hour and a half to finish their job. So I wanted to wait for that to be completed. And it was nearly 10 o'clock. Nearly 10 a.m. So I have had nothing bar water for over 10 hours. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting my turn to see the nurse to go there and draw blood out. And while I'm there, I'm thinking, you know, there's only one thing running through my head, and that is, what am I going to eat after this? And I'm thinking, I'm going to have a humongous meal. Now, bingo, if I was a restaurant, a coffee, a takeaway even. See, this is the difference between being a technician and a strategist in your business. See, with the red, yellow, green day strategies, you will think completely differently about your business. And this is where you'll be able to free yourself up for more time to do things you enjoy to do. See, I love doing what I do, but I can't do it every day. I need time out as well, which is why those green days are so crucial. So here I am sitting in there, blood being drawn out of my arm, thinking, what am I going to eat? I'm in a shopping centre surrounded by eateries, so I have many choices. And I said to Sony, do you know what? Are you hungry as well? She said, yeah, I'm hungry, because she supported me not eating breakfast in the morning. So I said, let's go out and let's have a really filling meal. And we walked around and we chose what's a cafe called the Coffee Club. And I've eaten there before and I've enjoyed their foods, and I knew, you know, that it's going to be a hearty meal. So there we sat and we ordered $46 worth of food for the two of us. Now that's for breakfast, $46 worth of food. I've been into that shopping centre many, many times before, and I've never eaten at the Coffee Club. But here I am eating at the Coffee Club. Now, like most small businesses, they're too busy fighting bushfires. Take a restaurant, for example, you know. Are the supplies correct? Did they come in the right quantity? Oh, it's the wrong colour. Oh, it's the wrong type of food. Or the crockery's broken. We need some more of this and more of that. Oh, Mary didn't turn up for work today. Who we're going to get in? Oh, the chef is sick. Oh, the chef just cut their finger. All these sort of bushfires need to be looked after. But if you're the owner of that business, it's actually not your job to look after those. You'll have to get someone else to manage those bushfires. They're the everyday things of business. You need to be focused on your red day activities, strategic activities like, how do I get more customers of the type I want? So if I was the franchisee in this respect of this coffee club or the owner of any business, key question for a centre of influence is, who else is currently serving the customer that I want to get to? Guess what? The pathology lab around the corner is serving the customer I want to get to. Their stomach is empty, they're hungry, they're starving, they want to eat. What would it take? And this is how you connect this all up, and this is how a coffee club type business can burst with new clients. I would go, see, this is what I would do. As the owner of that business, I would go to the pathology lab and say, hey, Julie, how you going? I'm just down the road. I own this business called the Coffee Club. Maybe you've eaten there before. In fact, give her a free voucher, a $10 meal voucher. Just come in and experience our store. Yeah, that's just a really nice thing to do anyway, because you want Julie to be a raving fan of yours. And guess what? You give Julie little vouchers. You know, they could be business card size vouchers, and you give them to her in bulk, and you explain to her that you are going to give every single pathology client, whether it's for blood tests or not, now it doesn't matter, because you're all about bursting with new clients. And Julie is going to give away, let's say it's a $5 voucher. Order whatever you want, no obligations, no minimum purchase required. The only restriction I would probably make in this case is that you sit down and have whatever you order. So it's not really a takeaway. That could be tested as well, whether or not that works. So here's Julie with, potentially hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of free stuff that she can give every single pathology client of hers. So Julie all of a sudden feels fantastic about her job because, hey, I'm going to give you something for nothing. Are you going to charge Julie for those vouchers? Not at all. She's actually providing you with a series of new clients. Free marketing. It doesn't cost you anything until somebody brings that voucher in. And even then, I bet they're going to order more than $5 worth. I know, because I've done it in my business. I've done it with many other business owners as well. And it's just one of the most lucrative, cheapest ways to burst with new clients. So the coffee club, let's say pathology lab A, in this case, sees 100 people a day. And let's say 20% of them take up the voucher. That's 20 new clients per day going to the coffee club. 20 new ones a day. Now, what's that worth? Well, if they ordered like we ordered, $46 worth, a fair bit. But let's say it's only they only order $20 worth. Well, and that's after the discount, after the $5 credit. Well, that's $400 per day worth of turnover in this case. I don't know what the profit margins are here. That's for them to know. Now imagine that, $400 per day, they're open 5 days a week, that's $2,000 per week. What's that? 50 odd weeks in a year. That's a $100,000 strategy, just like that. You should never ever find any reason not to be busy in your business. When you've got your red day cap on, these sorts of strategies will just run through your head left, right and center. I was sat there as a pathology client. I wasn't even thinking about business. But it's amazing that when you know about these principles, you start seeing them everywhere. And that's the beauty of it. So the key now is to literally adapt this process, adopt it into your business and apply it. AAA. Good luck with it and have fantastic fun with it and great results, and I'm sure you will.